Hello there folks, my name is Great Mighty Poe, and welcome to episode 23 of my Cinders version 2.09 walkthrough. We finally made it. So we're on the finale now, so yeah, that's gonna be fun. So let's jump into it. Oh, this has been a great series to do. We'll talk more about how everything's going at the end of this video, so shouldn't be too long, so yeah. So we're here. And as you can see, our build, we have gone to a Gwyn build. So Gwyn going to lick the flame again. I was torn between this, a Solaire build, or a Giant Dad build, but yeah, I figured this was most thematic. So yeah, that's what we've got. There's a Gwyn build, much like the Nameless King build, but we have a lightning great little greatsword. So one fun thing about the lightning infusion is it converts all the requirements to faith. So this was 20 int and 20 faith, whereas it had the fire damage, but I converted that all to faith. So hey, it made it much easier for me to wield. So yeah, 32 strength, 16 dex for wielding this weapon, and 60 faith for my spells, and then the other stats I have 29 attunement, 29 vigor, 30 attunement, and 28 endurance, and 21 vitality, because this set is quite heavy, and even with that 21 vitality, it's not enough. So yeah, for rings, I have the Chlorancy ring, the Wood Grain ring, the Ring of Favour, and Havel's ring plus 3. So I have a few times gone off camera and killed bosses. I also showed my farming of the Titanite Abomination, so I did manage to pick up enough primordial fragments, which I think I still have some. Yeah, I still have 2. I managed to pick up enough primordial fragments to get to plus 3, which, hey, just enough to be able to get my weight below 70%, which is perfect. We also have Warriors of Sunlight on, just for the lightning damage, I guess. Yeah, Great Lord set is Soul Absorption, and the crown is fire damage, so none of it matters, just there for fashion. And then we also down here have the Opus of Rituals. So I finally decided to buy this for this last area, because the companion we can summon here is very, very special. So yeah, we also have the Banishing Coin and the Beckoning Bone. And then for spells, only one new thing, because we still have Homing Sunlight, Sunlight Stake, but I did grind out some Sunlight Metals and some Holy Fragments to be able to get Repeating Heavenly Thunder. So according to one of my comments, this would have been quite good against Ingville, but yeah, I always heard this one was terrible, so I never bothered to try it. So that's on me. We'll see how it goes against Soul of Cinder. And that's everything, I think. I'm not too sure. So let's head into the kiln. And if you look up there, you can see a couple of Black Knights. So over here, before that bonfire, over here is the one for the Dread Keep. So another way into the Dread Keep, but you like the bonfire here. And let's take out these Black Knights. So you can see this one is one of the ones with the Black Knight Halberd, and then up there is one with the Black Knight Sword. So, oh, I didn't need Sunlight Stick, I need Sunlight Spear. Okay, that totally missed. What are you doing, mate? Oh, that's some spicy damage. I got Spitfire some things. Still haven't used them. Let's get Sunlight Spear out again, and we'll... Oh, you actually have the Greatsword. I thought this one had a Black Knight Sword, but clearly I remembered wrong. Alright, there we go. Now we get pitched by something. So we haven't done Lord of Hollows, but up here is the Pale Shade. And then I think also up here, right beside the entry, should be Uria. So, yep. And I did see in the patch notes, Bowser is adding Sellsword Lure to every single map at the moment. But having NPC summons for every single boss fight. So, hey, that'll be pretty cool. And I'm going to talk there to get my FP back, because I'm going to go in here, and we're going to summon, because he's not going to take up any of the Well, he's not going to increase the boss HP or anything like that. He's just going to help us fight this guy. And we have the Soul of Cinder, who is going after Solia. That's some good damage. Are you coming after me now? Oh, it's a perfect way to end it off. Hopefully Solia doesn't die. Oh, hopefully I don't die. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna bring Solia back because now we have wind phase, and I didn't want him to get immediately exploded. So let's summon Solia. Oh, sorry, Solia. He's still alive though. And there goes Solia. Oh, we're about to get exploded. Gwyn vs. Gwyn though, this is where it's at. And I can never dodge that attack. I was gonna heal up. Yeah, you can do that, that lets me heal up, so thank you. Oh, he chained them together really well. So as you can see, Soul of Cinder hits very hard. I always forget that follow-up. Ah! That grab is perfectly timed right after my greatsword hit. Well, yeah. That's a problem with the Great Lord Greatsword. As you saw with one of my swings there, it completely missed. Because the Great Lord Greatsword, for whatever reason, is incredibly short. Like, look at that thing. It's tiny. So it often misses. But I was expecting to die to Soul of Cinder, because he has been ramped up to bullshit difficulty, like the Abyss Watchers, so if you're gonna buff a boss, it should be done in a more meaningful way than just more HP and hitting harder. Because that, in my opinion, is just unfair. First phase is good though, while I had Solia to actually tank some hits from Soul of Cinder. But, yeah. Crimson Water, because I can't be stuff waiting for FP regen. I actually loathe FP regen with how slow it can be. This guy's probably gonna hit me now. Okay. Try not to be salty in the final episode, but I really don't like Soul of Cinder. I've never liked this boss, even in vanilla, because first phase I found too hectic. Second phase I always thought was fine, but this boss got buffed to hell, and I do not like it in Cinders at all. So. Who are you coming at? You're coming at me, aren't you? Nope, Solia. Well, I can get Heavenly Thunder on you. Oh, we got Spear Phase, I think? Yeah, you can see how hard this guy hits. Actually kind of absurd. Oh, Solia's already down? Are you kidding me? Oh, great. Okay, I couldn't see him because of Heavenly Thunder going off. Oh crap. Come on. Okay, that is way different timings than Nameless King. Way more delayed. And there is Soul of Cinder taken down. So, didn't get a first try, which makes me sad, but... yeah. With his damage, and the fact he can tank through all your blows so easily, yeah, he's definitely an in-game boss. So, even taking on the DLCs and being soul level 147, I still struggled with him. Which... yeah, if people don't own the DLC, then they're completely screwed. Like, honestly. But let's end this thing off by summoning the Firekeeper.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle. But one day, tiny flames will dance across the darkness. Like embers linked by Lord's Pass. Ashen One, hearest thou my voice still?
And there we go. So that is the Cinders mod completed. So I still have a couple things that I'll show shortly, but just while the credits going, because I can skip through these, I probably will, but hey. So yeah, I'm gonna skip through them. We'll talk after we've done some other stuff. So no, we don't want to get Journey 2. We will go into New Game Plus just quickly to show off one thing there. Mention some things about New Game Plus, but yeah. So head on up here and go to Bloodless Ashes, Corpse, whatever, 70 times. And let's see what we can transpose now. So we should have all the Firelink weapons. So the Firelink Dagger, the parry on this is really good. So I don't know what any of this actually means, but apparently it has instant parry frames like DS1. Apparently. I don't know what any of that means. So, DS1 parrying on the dagger, which is pretty nice. Apparently, I don't know. The Firelink sword, I think this is a cat moveset. I know a couple of the Firelink weapons do, I'm not sure if this one does. And one thing, all the Firelink weapons, they all give you HP, FP, and stamina, so all pretty cool. I know the Firelink greatsword, I'm pretty sure that has one as well. Custom moveset, and the Firelink spear, yep. Firelink rapier, that I think is just a standard rapier. I know the Firelink spear, where's the Firelink spear? This Firelink spear, yeah, that has a custom moveset from Cat. It's an alternate spear moveset, so yeah, pretty good. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't see anything else sticking out, so yeah, it's every single boss taken down. Let's just go take a look at the handmaid and see if she's got anything new. But she should, because we just killed the final boss. So, what have we got new in here? We have the Pick Me Crown. So this is where we killed Gale. We unlocked this one. So it's curse resist. So you get curse resist after the curse swamp. Isn't that great? I don't know. Might be good if you're wanting a bit more of a fashionable look in the curse swamp for New Game Plus or something. I don't know. We'll keep on heading down this list and see if we can spot anything else, because we should have the Firelink set, which, yep, this is a max HP, max FP, and max stamina. So, pretty nice set. What else do we have? I think that's it. So I'm fairly sure that is it. And I don't think Andre will have anything new.
Just wasn't he?
He used to get the King's Greatsword, I think, after killing Soul of Cinder. But I don't think he has it anymore. He's already got that, so I'm not seeing anything particularly interesting sticking out on this list. At all. So yeah, I don't think he has anything new. And let's just saw a torch. Maybe this time I can actually remember. Can I use it though? Because I've been meaning to show it off for so many episodes, and I haven't. So I have the stats to use it, yay! So this is a fire-infused follower's torch, and yeah. So all the torches, except for the blunt, sharp, and lethal, all the infusions there all have unique looks, and the flames on the follower torch will match that. So yes, luck 1 is rainbow. I have a video of that on my channel because I made a separate mod for that, so yeah. And now we can actually go into New Game Plus, because we just need to show off one enemy there, and it'll explain some other stuff about some other things, so again, this whole bit here at the very start, this will all be changing next version. So I still have the luck palm, and I'm just going to run toward here. And one thing you'll notice is Causal Fragment, I can only go to Bonfire Last Rested at, back there. But once I talk to the tree, I'm just going to begin the journey. I don't care, we'll be on standard mode, I don't care. I'm not going to actually play through, but now we can go back to the shrine. We're not going to do that. We're just going to run through here, because we need to show off an enemy, which I think he shows up in New Game Plus. Might have to go through the actual shrine and show one up there. I'm fairly sure this guy is New Game Plus. He might be New Game Plus 3 though. Is he here? Oh yeah, there he is. So, that there, the ghostly guy running at us, which, yeah, I'm just gonna run. Yeah, this guy here. So this is a primordial enemy. So, these start appearing in New Game Plus, more sharp in New Game Plus 2, and you get the final lot of them in New Game Plus 3. And watch out for these guys, they are very tanky, as you can see. And this is how I'm really good at fighting these particular Black Knights. So, I'm not actually going to kill them. I'm going to get through the shrine. And now we can talk. So, yeah. New Game Plus is those guys. And then also some other enemies, just extra enemies in areas. There's nothing all that special because rings, the upgraded ones I got through Magmercis, so yeah. And so now we can head up here. Get out of the way, GG. And yeah, now we can talk. So, thank you very much for watching the series. I hope you've all enjoyed it. It has been an absolute blast to do. Once again, polls up on the community tab. I really need more votes than them. I probably want at least 100 votes before I put out the next one. So, yeah, the quicker you get that done, the quicker I put out the next poll, and that means the quicker the next series starts, which, as I said last episode, that'll be the Convergence, which, hey, that'll be pretty fun. Not my most favourite mod, the Convergence. I still prefer Cinders. I don't know why, this mod, just comfort food. Just whenever I want to Cinders, I just want a Dark Souls 3 mod to play. I don't want to struggle too much, just want to have a good time. Then I always come back to Cinders. So, yeah. There is an unreleased mod that I've tested. No, it's not Archthrones. It's not Archthrones. It's something else. Something else completely unannounced, anything like that. That I think has potential to be the best Dark Souls 3 mod, but can't say more about that. But playtesting it, it was pretty damn fun. It's probably second favourite mod at the moment. It might outshine Cinders eventually, but yeah, at the moment, Cinders is my favourite mod for Dark Souls 3, at least in terms of overhauls. Blades of Ashina, just for the moveset stuff, is just way better than anything else, but can't really compare it to this, and yeah, other overhauls try and do their own thing. So, I guess I can go into feedback about certain things that I found a little bit frustrating with this playthrough. So, obviously we need to talk about bosses, because I know bosses are a big thing to people, and it tends to be a lot of criticism with Cinders. And yeah, I still think some of the bosses need work. I'm glad Corrupted Gundyr is back and replacing Dismal. Because Dismal was very dismal, not very fun to fight, it was just boring. So I'm glad Corrupted Gundyr is back, and I'm glad he's moving back to his actual arena next version. So, hey, that'll be good. I'm a bit excited about the Marauder, because he's going to be beside the fountain at the start of, well, where the start of Firelink is, well, where the start of Cemetery of Ashes now. So, bit excited about fighting him there, because I remember fighting Dismal there in older versions, and that wasn't particularly fun, carrying them around that little area. So, Marauder I'm concerned about for next version, but yeah. Arbor is good. He is extremely tough though for an early game boss. So, yeah. I would prefer it if the dog was a bit easier to not fight, because you can just, if you didn't know, when you open the chest, just go to the left, go behind you, and the dog will never aggro onto you. And you can fight Arbor in that little tiny space, and you don't have to worry about the dog, but I think there should be a way to make sure the dog doesn't die, because if you kill that dog, then you just make the fight 10 times harder. So, yeah. Now I gotta try to remember what other bosses we've added. Cathedral Guardian. Again, this guy is the weakest of the Dragon Slayer armor reskins. He's moving again next version, but nothing's changed about him, so he needs something. I don't know what he needs, but he needs something to stand out. And now I'm going through my head. I can go through Titanite Abomination, because I think it's Smouldering Lake. I think that's where the Titanite Abomination should be, because it's darker lighting there. Might make the bad textures not stand out quite so much, and yeah. I think it'd do also good with the first phase, with some lightning. A pretty cool fight, in my opinion, if he was just tweaked a lot. The rock is gone, next version, for a trio of NPCs, which, yeah, Valza has tweaked a bit, so you're not fighting two melee NPCs at once, you have one ranged NPC and one melee NPC, and then when that melee NPC dies, you fight another melee NPC. So, still concerned, I don't like NPCs, I don't like NPC boss fights even more, so I'm gonna miss the rock. He was a really good fight, but yeah. And then the next Dragon Slayer armor is going to be Mirror Knight. Mirror Knight is pretty good. The NPCs with him though are just kind of frustrating and annoying, especially if you don't kill them quick enough, because then the boss comes back and you're fighting an NPC and the boss together, and that's not fun. It definitely worked better in DS2, where it's more designed for that. The Dragon Slayer armor is just not designed to be fought with something else. So, well, I guess maybe if it was like the Pilgrim Butterflies, where the NPC is more of a ranged hazard, might be a bit better. But yeah, Mirror Knight I think is fine. Lordran Remnants, I think they're fine for the most part, apart from Artorias. I did see the Dragon Slayer got some AI tweaks in the patch notes for next version. Well, currently in playtest next version, not out yet, don't worry. So the Dragon Slayer got some AI tweaks. I love Artorias got some, because Artorias was the least fun part of that fight. Overall, I think they're about as good as they can be. Kiln is still pretty simple, and the Forlorn Giant is pretty brain dead how you fight it. But yeah, and getting into Ariandel, Prince Dorthness got some changes next version, so not quite so simple, so he should be interesting. Ingvill is still not very fun to fight, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions as well. Just, yeah. It can be a bit too hectic when you've got so much going on during that second phase. Trying to actually figure out what to do is a real pain in the ass, so yeah. Ingvill could use some work, and I think we've gone through all the custom bosses now. I think. I'm not missing any, I don't think. If I am, then they must be so unremarkable I can't remember them. Yeah, I can't think of anything. And yeah, that's all the bosses gone through. I'm trying to think what else I should go through that I've not enjoyed this version. Obviously I'm concerned about FP regen for next version. FP regen this version, I think it worked mostly fine. Obviously you had Crimson Water and Rouge Water, you needed it, which I did need just because of how my stats were split up. And that's another issue I have is, I didn't mean to turn my character, is weapons like this, which, because they have elemental damage of any kind, they take stats for the elemental damage. So magic you require int, fire you require int and faith, lightning you require faith, and dark you require int and faith. And that unfortunately means a lot of stat requirements being pushed up, and I really don't like that. If it's scaling of those damage types, I think it makes some sense, but stuff like, let's go down here, the Crypt Black Sword, I look at the stat requirements on that, that is absurd. And I don't think the Dark Damage actually scales, I think it's just negative because I don't have the stats. So, if it doesn't have scaling damage on the elemental stats, it shouldn't require those. In my opinion at least, I think it's a bit extreme requiring such heavy stats for certain weapons, because it does hamper certain builds, particularly my spellcaster builds per hours. But I'm not at the HP I'd like to be most of the time. Cause yeah. Also spellbound items, I noticed they've been changed to bloodthirsty items yesterday, or this morning, or whenever. Saw a recent commit for that, so more changes to them, definitely welcome, because they are very rough and I don't find them all that useful. Did try them a couple times, but yeah. And yeah, I think it's all the main issues I had was some of the bosses, the spellbound items, and the FP regen at certain points, plus the weapon requirements. Yeah, also spell requirements are another issue, because I understand soft caps are gone, and you want to encourage people to go to 60 in a stat, but at the same time, having to go to 60 for using the top end spells is a bit annoying. So I prefer to be brought down to much lower levels so that you can actually use the in-game spells a bit easier. Also, attunement slots are another issue. I understand that you need to limit the use of the higher end spells, but I just think it's more fun. You can have more spells on, so I prefer it if all the spells were just one slot. Just my opinion on that. I prefer to have lots of spells, try different things. And speaking of trying out different things, covenants. Oh my god, it was so annoying. So trying to grind out each episode the required fragments to get the spells, to get items, all that stuff was just so damn annoying. Because of the cooldown between drops, I'd much prefer to go back to the old system. Yes, I know Covenant Devotion, that may be a little bit OP, because you can get the +5 Covenants in really quickly, really easily. But at the same time, just trying to switch around my builds, it was quite painful. I'm not sure if I found grinding, and having to spend time grinding out each episode, yeah, just wasn't very enjoyable. So I prefer that to go back to how it was, with no cooldown, so that we can switch between builds, because that is the big thing about Cinders, is it's a good variety of builds you can go for. As I've shown, you can do a lot, but yeah, I've had to grind out so many damn fragments, and I think hexes, in order to get all of these to ascended, every single hex in the game, I think you need like something over 700 of them. 700 abyssal fragments. Yeah, good luck getting all your hexes ascended. If you're a completionist who wants to get everything done, you're going to really suffer doing stuff like that. So, I prefer Covenants to go back to how they were. Yes, I know Covenant Devotion, OP, but I don't care. It'll just be more fun. I think it's most important is it should be fun first and balance second, at least in my opinion. And I never went over anything to Jester. So the Jester, he has the memories where you go into the Kiln PvP arena and you fight waves of enemies based on a certain area. So I never went through that just because of how long they are. They last 15 minutes each, and yeah, you can get out of them anytime you want, but yeah. I still find them very fun. I like the trials and older versions because you had a good mix of enemies, but yeah. And yeah, at this point I can't think of anything. I'll think of something else in about 2 seconds, so I guarantee it. Yeah. So, yeah. I guess also I can mention that all the stuff I've shown of mine here that's gonna stick around, even though I'm not developing Cinders, I don't mind all my stuff still being in here. So that's all gonna stay, don't worry, I'm not gonna ask that all my stuff be removed or anything stupid like that. That's all gonna stay. I don't know when I'll be back to Discord or anything like that, so yeah, Cinders server hasn't changed at all, I don't think it's going to. So yeah, I'm staying away from Discord at the moment, so yeah. And yeah, I think that's everything. So once again, thank you very, very much for watching the series. Thank you very much for all your kind comments and the enjoyment you've had in our series, I hope. I've really enjoyed doing it, so thank you very, very much. And I'll see you all next time for, well, the showcases for the next couple days as I catch up on some wiki stuff. Don't worry, Harm, I have seen all the updates, I will get all the images, all that stuff, don't worry. I might also put the IDs for all the cheat engine items onto the actual page and leave it up to Lizzie to sort it out. I don't know, sort that out. And yeah, and then in a few days time we'll start the Convergence playthrough. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.